Welcome to Radiant Alchemy TV. I'm Raquel, and I will be doing your full moon in Aries reading. So, this is going to be a reading about what's coming towards you, this full moon, also what you need to release, and then we'll get a general message from Spirit as well. Very quick reading. All right, let's get into it. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Ascendant Masters. Thank you, Benevolent Ancestors. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your guidance. I just ask that this reading should resonate with the collective, that they should be able to accept the messages as they come forth. Please protect my energy, the collective's energy, and anyone else's energy that enters into this reading. Amen. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Ascendant Masters. Okay, so I'm picking up something about champagne. So something needs to be celebrated here. Oh my God, that's crazy. Because look, at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups. Wow. I didn't see that coming. So yeah, something needs to be celebrated, or there is like a celebratory energy that's coming towards you. There could be recognition involved here because I'm hearing the word lauded. So you could have been like approved for something as well, or like this could be like a new job, a loan, a car, a house. There's something about like something that required waiting for an answer for. I am seeing that during this full moon in Aries, you will get an answer to that. It's obviously going to be a positive response. One that I'm hearing is indicative of celebration and celebratory energy. Additionally, on top of that, there will be more balance that comes towards you as well. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ascendant masters. Thank you, benevolent ancestors. I keep getting the same message as I shuffle the deck that there are things that you may have had a hard time looking at, or things that you may not necessarily want to see, or things that you may have been in denial about. I'm seeing that that also is going to come to an end. Like you're going to get the strength to look at things as how they are rather than how you need to see them. So what I'm getting here is in the past there was a sense of looking at things from a perspective of disbelief, or even I'm hearing dishonesty to yourself, like you may have been even lying to yourself. But this is a defense mechanism as a way to protect yourself. I'm seeing that you no longer need this defense mechanism, and going forward, you'll be able to look things in the eye head on, is what's being said. I'm also hearing something about self care Sunday, so someone could be interested in like picking a day, because I'm hearing self care Sundays, and I'm also hearing Shabbat. Um, so there might be a sense of someone like actually designating a certain day in which that they don't work on, like maybe like a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, like they don't work. They focus on rest and like consecrating themselves for spirit, for God. I'm getting that message as well. There will be more hope that comes towards you as well. But what keeps coming through is just balance. With this balance card, I'm hearing Kenny Rogers. It's one of my favorite songs. It's actually like, one of my family's favorite songs, which is like crazy because, we're black, so it kind of doesn't fit. But it's like a family sing along song. But like, I'm hearing Kenny Rogers is a gambling man. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to run. And then, no, wait, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You better count your money. You better count your money while you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. All right. So what I'm picking up with this balance cards, I just keep hearing it over and over. Is that you're learning how to approach things. I'm hearing there's multiple sides of you. Um, Okay, so my guys are stopping me and telling me to explain something really quickly, and I don't know why. So I touch my hair a lot. And at first I thought I touched my hair a lot because I was nervous, but I actually found out that it was a way to channel, and like, your hairs are like actually receptors. You can pick up messages from them, but whatever. So like they're telling me to explain that. So like a lot of times when I'm touching my hair, it's not a nerve thing. It's because I'm actually channeling and I'm picking up information and messages from it. So I do apologize if it's annoying. It's just, how my gift works. All right, so with the balance card and the Kenny Rogers song that came through, I am getting that you're learning when. Like, there may be multiple sides of you, and you may have a bunch of tools in your repertoire. And you're learning when and where to use them, when it is appropriate, when you should be like, because I'm hearing passive, passive aggressive, assertive, aggressive. So most people are one way. Most people are like just passive, or they're passive aggressive, or they're just aggressive. And then, you have the healthy bunch of people who are just assertive. They're not going to let you walk over them. They're not going to let you, push them around. They're not going to get back at you in private or when you least expect it, because they don't have the nerve to do it in front of your face, or they dislike confrontation. And they're not going to like lash out at you and attack you like an aggressive person would either. Instead, they're just going to let you know what their boundaries are. And if you violate them, they'll let you know. And then they may decide that they want to cut you out of their life. Like, that's generally how assertive people move. They don't keep giving you opportunities to keep violating their boundaries. What I'm getting with this balance card is you have learned that although there may be a default approach that you have, all of those approaches have validity in the right situations with the right people. Like, for instance, for some people, being assertive might actually get you hurt at the time, if you're with someone who's very domineering or aggressive. So you may not want to be assertive. It may be in your best interest to be passive. Another example is being passive aggressive may work out for you on the job, like at work. Like, you may not be able to deal with the situation right away and attack it head on, or like, express yourself. But for whatever reason, you may be able to do something passive aggressively that makes the situation work out in your favor. Things like that. So there's a sense of learning how to conduct yourself based on your audience, who's in front of you, and like what you're dealing with. Now, in the past, some people may have considered this to be phony or a fraud, or even manipulative. But what Spirit is coming through to say is you're learning how to live life strategically, mindfully, and with purpose and with intent. And what Spirit is showing me with this card is what this full moon is bringing in for you is you're not only becoming a co-creator in your life with Spirit. Spirit is saying you're running the show here. Like, you're the boss here. Like, you have the reins here. You're creating. Basically, what's coming through for someone in this collective, or for multiple people in this collective, is you had a life, a matrix, if you will, and you're expanding so much that the matrix that you're in has no other choice but to change with you. So, and it's like, and while it changes with you, the situations you will find yourself in and the people you find yourself in front of also change. So the way that you were dealing with people in the past will not work because you're not dealing with the same type of people. And there's something about knowing how to interact and deal with people in order to get a certain set of outcomes that are necessary to your trajectory. And that's what this full moon in Aries energy is bringing in for you. It's more strategic. It's more, instead of like, for instance, this is just an example. Someone walking into their boss's office and they're like, I'm underpaid, I want a raise. Now, an aggressive person would probably like get fed up and then all of a sudden run up to their boss and be like, look, I'm doing 10 times the amount of work as Johnny, and Johnny's getting paid 3 times as much as me. I don't understand why that is. And they'd attack it head on. A passive person would just keep putting up with it and putting up with it. Passive aggressive person might sabotage Johnny's work because, Johnny's doing less work and he sucks at his job anyway, and you're tired of saving it. So like, why not show the boss the work that Johnny is really doing without you fixing it? Why not let Johnny fall on his face? Right? And an assertive person would do this. They would sit there and they'd be like, okay, I want a raise. I'm going to look at the job description. I'm going to name everything I'm doing on that job description. I'm also going to look at the job description and a pay grade above me, and I'm going to identify the things that I'm doing in that pay grade as well. Then I'm going to compare that to the rest of my peers, and I'm going to come in with a nice memo lining this out and showing my boss why it is I deserve more money, what I'm willing to offer to get more money as well, because I can't expect to take something without giving something in return, and what the implications of this may be. I'm going to go in there with a strategic plan. So there's a sense of this new moon in Aries making you more focused, making you more direct. I'm seeing like King of Wands energy. So I'm hearing big boss, big boss, big boss. So like this big boss energy here. So you're not going to be a bystander in your life, and you're not going to take things by chance. You're going to be very direct, very focused, and very driven as to the goals that you want to realize and the overall direction and trajectory of your life, I'm hearing. So that's what this full moon in Aries is bringing in for you. Anything else? There is some wish that you're getting fulfillment of. It's crazy because we talked about big boss energy, and here's authority. That's the Emperor card in this deck. Base chakra and stand your ground here. Yeah, there's a lot here about feeling secure within yourself and being grounded, and knowing your own like strength and knowing your own power, but not flexing it, containing it. What Spirit is showing me is someone, because they're showing the sacrifice energy, like even though the card is sacrifice, like energetically wise, it's more of a light and airy card with the rainbow here. But basically, it's transcendence over something that was dark or something that was heavy or something that was murky, bringing you into the light here. So you may be transmuting and transcending some things from your past that may have bogged you down as well. But what I'm getting here is there's a sense of showing up in the world as like, this protagonist. Although she does appear to be like, strong and fierce, she's very feminine. She's still very soft. Uh, in this case, she's very attractive or whatever. But there's a sense of like your outer shell not matching who you are inside. Now, with most people, it's because they're not being authentic, they're being a fraud. In this case, Spirit is directing you not to like mask your power, but to contain it, to hold it, like not to flex it. Because they're like basically saying that either you need to show up in the world as more like this protagonist in the sacrifice card, and that's how you need to conduct yourself, and that's how you need to show up in the world. But this authority card is the power within. So there's also a sense of like, for the lesson here is balancing out masculine and feminine energies. And for whoever this reading is for, it's important to lead with your feminine energy, but don't emasculate your masculine energy. So like, for instance, this could be a very successful woman, right? Who's an executive at her job, who's a CEO, a leader. She makes all the decisions. Could even be hard-nosed or cutthroat, like to the point, direct. Just overall leadership vibe energy. But, at home, she's more feminine. She's more like, into like cooking and serving and, just being softer. So there's a sense of like learning to integrate both sides of you, but holding your masculine energy back, holding it inside, because there's a sense of not allowing people to see what it is that you're doing next, where you're going. And there's a sense of when you show up in this sacrifice energy here, people are receptive, they're more likely to say yes. They're more likely to work with this energy because it's softer, it's more appealing to them, especially as a feminine, right? So if you're feminine, or a woman specifically, it may serve you to show up in the world in feminine energy, to ask for help, to allow people to help you. I hate to say it. Do I even want to say that? Do I want to say it? I guess I do want to say it. yeah, I'm just gonna say, to, be attractive, to be nurturing, to be soft, to be empathetic, to be understanding, to be gracious, um, to be well mannered. I'm trying to think of terms that are synonymous with feminine energy without like being like derogatory or like, even like sexist, right? So yeah. So it may behoove you to show up in a more feminine, a more softer, a more docile energy. But deep inside, you know, and other people will find out too, if the situation presents itself or needs to, that you're actually a lion inside. So it's like walking through the world being comfortable allowing other people to think that you're a lamb when you know you're a lion. But for whatever reason, Spirit's saying it's best that people underestimate you at this time. It's best that they believe that you are a lamb, because if you show up in this authority energy, they're more likely to resist you. They're more likely to buck against you. They're more likely to fight, because this energy is not as attractive as this energy. And this has nothing to do with looks. This has to do with receptivity. People are receptive to this sacrificial feminine energy more so than they are to this authoritating, I'm hearing irritating, authoritative authority energy, right? Authoritative emperor energy, if you will. So there's a need to make the two cohesive, but lead with a softer, more gentle, more cooperative, more balanced, more receptive energy. Really, Spirit says, so people don't see you coming. So like, I don't know if you're gonna be like advancing or taking over like a company or like being promoted. There's a sense of someone infiltrating something here. This could be even a family. Like you could be meeting your significant other's family for the first time, and you may be a very assertive person, but for whatever reason you don't want to give off that vibe when you meet your significant other's mom and dad. You just don't want to give off that energy initially, so you may be a little more docile. It could be something like that. It could also be like starting like being a new person in a class or at school. There's just a sense of being in a situation where the territory is slightly unfamiliar or the people are unfamiliar, and the need to present yourself in a way that's acceptable, because for whatever reason, Spirit is saying that allies are important here. They don't want you to stand alone. They want you to have allies. And if you come in with this forceful, stand your ground, rah energy, like it's gonna push people away. It's gonna repel them instead of making them receptive. So that's the message with that. So let's see what needs to be released. And then we get a general message from Spirit, and that will conclude your reading. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ascendant masters. Thank you, benevolent ancestors. What does the collective need to release this full moon? You received wildness, fluidity, outer core, and sun, inner core. Okay. So what I'm noticing about 3 of these 4 cards is there's a lot of heat, a lot of fire. For some people, the message here is to refrain or abstain from sexual connections or sexual activity. For the majority of people, there's a need to release anger. I'm hearing, quite frankly, what Spirit is saying, quite frankly, is you have to stop being mad. You just have to stop being mad. So this is giving me the energy of someone who's been mad for a long time, someone who has valid reasons to be mad, right? But it doesn't serve them to be angry anymore. So this could have been, because Spirit is taking me back to that matrix message that came through about changing your life, creating a new matrix, right? So this could have been someone who, for example, this is the example I'm seeing.
someone who grew up in like the inner city or in the ghetto or somewhere where it was tough or like where there's a lot of crime or violence, and their anger, their shell, their bravado, it served them at the time. They needed it. But whoever this person is has moved to a space, because what I'm hearing is I'm not that little girl from the projects anymore. Like, I'm a corporate exec. I'm not that little girl from the projects anymore. I'm a corporate exec. So like someone's going to be an executive if they're not already, but there's a sense of them being angry because of like childhood trauma or even like inner teen issues that need to be processed and integrated. And basically what spirit is saying is I'm hearing, baby, your anger does not serve you. It does not serve you. So there's a need to release anger, to let it go, to let go of bad memories or situations or people that made you angry. And there is a need to release the associated emotions that are masking themselves as anger. Because a lot of times we think we're angry when there's other things. Like, for instance, someone may think they're actually angry at someone for something, but they could actually be triggered, which is completely different from being angry. Because if you're triggered, that means the emotions are stemming from something in the past. And being triggered is completely different from being angry. Just like someone could feel angry, but in fact, what they're really feeling deep down is feeling betrayed. But the anger is at the center, or rather at the top of the emotions, and it's the most identifiable and it's the easiest to work with or the easiest to admit, to understand, to uncover. So there's a lot of emotions that are masking themselves as anger within you that need to be released, because what I'm hearing is you're not angry at all, you're hurt. And there's a difference between being a bitter, angry person and being a hurt, angry person. And what I'm getting from this collective energy, because I feel choked up and I feel like crying, is someone out here has been hurt a lot, over and over, and they're a good person and they have a good heart. And they work very hard not to be like I'm hearing the perpetrators who hurt them, but at the same time, the injustice of the experiences that they have creates almost like a seething rage and sadness that they just can't let go of. Spirit is like, during this new moon, let it go. Meditate on it, write about it, and then take it and rip it into little pieces. Write about it and put it in the ocean. Write about it and let it go in the wind in a bunch of pieces. So write about it and burn it. Talk about it. But it needs to be released. What I would suggest is like the most effective thing that I like to do for things like this is literally like write down, I release anger, and burn it in a fire safe container. I have a mini cauldron. It's not on my desk right now, so I can't show you. But I have like a little mini cauldron. It's vintage. It's like hand painted or whatever. I actually adore it. Yeah, I guess I can't find it. I'm sorry. But I have one of those, and like I put the things I want to release on paper, and then I burn it in that cauldron with like some ground coffee. And I just like sit there and I stare at the paper while it's burning. And for whatever reason, it creates this immense relief. It was something that I was guided to do. Like, I saw a YouTube reader, like she told me to do it. So I tried it one day and I was really anxious, and after I did it, I wasn't anxious anymore. It's also something that you can do to help like release like familial and ancestral like strongholds or curses, hexes, bad luck, generational curses, or even just like programming. I did a lot of that consecutively, and it did help. I even like I have an Etsy store. I don't advertise it here, but yeah, I do have an Etsy store. So yeah, I have an Etsy store. I actually had an Etsy store before I even started reading on YouTube. But yeah, I sometimes direct my clients on Etsy to burn it, and one of them came back to me and she was like, as soon as I burnt, what I needed to release, I immediately felt better. So something quick, easy you can try, and especially if you stare at the paper while it's burning, something supernatural really does happen. You really can feel the power of release. So there is a need to release energy associated with anger. For some people, they may need to do like I don't know where they have this in other places, but at one of the casinos in my state, they have like a rec room, like WRECK, and it's a bunch of items that you can like break and smash. So like they'll have TVs you can take bats to, and bases and walls, like all a bunch of things you can destroy to release this anger. Now, another thing that's very helpful for anger release, which is very fitting because now that I think about it, this is just like perfect because Aries is associated, rather, is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the planet of war. And full moon energy is all about releasing. So it's so fitting that the guidance here would be to release anger for the full moon in Aries. I mean, that's exactly what a lot of Aries probably need to work on, me included, right? So there is that. There is a need to like feel the emotions here. I'm also picking up that there may be emotions trapped in the body that need to be released. So what's really good for that is like hip opening exercises. They have a bunch of them on YouTube. They're wonderful. If you do have a lot of stagnant emotions and you do them and you really concentrate on the stretch and really focus on thinking about and honing in on the feelings that come up as you stretch and the tightness in your body, one or two things usually happens. Either you're going to shake violently and or you're going to start crying as the emotions and toxins get released out of your body. So there's that as a way to release anger. If you are an angry person, chances are you're keeping a lot of tension in your jaw, but more specifically in your buttocks area. So if you can find ways to release tension in your glutes, that would be very beneficial because the glutes are actually like the part of the body that stores anger. Now, if there's trauma that you're angry about, chances are your inner thighs and hips are tight. And again, that's when those hip opening exercises could be beneficial, and not, aligning your physical body, not just aligning your physical body and providing relief and just more flexibility and more mobility and agility overall, but it will also release those stagnant emotions and like just help get you back to center. Um, I'm hearing help get you to feel like yourself. So someone here has been angry for quite some time and it's kind of disconnected them from themselves. Peace be with you. All right, so we're 28 minutes in. Let's just get a general message from Spirit, and that will conclude your reading. Excuse my hair and my appearance. I just got on camera today, and yeah, I just need to make this a little easier on myself and not be so hard on myself. All right, what general message do you have for the collective, please? The Star and the King of Pentacles. Can you clarify the King of Pentacles? Oh, someone may need to heal a situation with their money. Like someone could have like issues with money. Someone may need to heal issues with a father figure as well, with the Star and the King of Pentacles here. But I'm also getting that someone had a situation, this could specifically be a situationship with a masculine energy. I'm hearing that was abrupt. So whoever this person was, like, They were abrasive. They moved really fast. They may have caught you off guard. They could have even been pushy. But there's a need to heal from a situation in which you released because you were being deceived. And there's a very important message. Like, something was not exposed here. Because as you can see, I picked up the card and it's faced in the wrong direction. But what I'm hearing specifically is you're still not seeing everything about this. So this may have been a situation in the past that hurt you that needs to be healed. You may have released it. You may have taken a brand new leap of faith elsewhere with the Fool card, but there's something you're still not seeing about this. What are you not seeing about this King of Pentacles? What are you not seeing? The Three of Wands in reverse. The Sun card. Five of Cups. What you're not seeing is that you're like, this could have been someone you were on and off with, or someone who, like, I'm sorry, I have like aligners in my mouth and they make my teeth extra big and they make my mouth move really weird and they give me a list, so I do apologize for that. This could have been someone like you were on and off with. But what I'm seeing is like, what you don't see about this person could have had very disruptive energy and like kind of interfered with your life or even caused drama, because I'm hearing Drama King. But with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Sun card, I'm getting like, you no longer have to wait on your happiness. Someone may have been waiting on this King of Pentacles and they thought that they needed something from this King of Pentacles in order to move forward, in order to be happy. Whatever this is, where it's like, no, you don't need anything from this King of Pentacles to move forward. Your happiness is coming and it has nothing to do with this person, but it is contingent upon your healing and your release of them. So someone is tied to someone energetically or spiritually. They may not even be privy to this information. And because they're tied to them, they may feel like their energy, they may feel like an energetic pull. So they may be like afraid or may feel intuitively like this person is coming back. Or someone wants or needs a resolution or answers or clarity before they can move forward. With the Three of Wands being in reverse and the Sun being here, I'm getting, you have all the clarity you need. You don't have to wait on seeing the truth here. This person's deception has already been exposed. And it's like, whoever this King of Pentacles energy is, they can't deceive you anymore. With the Five of Swords in reverse. This message may not be for everyone. It may be for someone specific. But I am getting that. Whoever this King of Pentacles was, they did cause a lot of disruption in your life and a lot of drama. Because there's a lot of fives here. There's two fives, not a lot. Two fives here. And five is a very disruptive and destructive energy. And you receive the Five of Swords in reverse and the Five of Cups. So the general message is to heal from this, and by healing, you will receive more clarity. But the clarity you will receive, I just saw 333 on the clock. The clarity you receive won't be so much about the King of Pentacles or this relationship, but you'll gain some insight about yourself. The insight you need to move forward and to be happy. Because what's really standing out to me here is in the Star card, you see she's got a little like string that like is attached to a star, and the star is lighting up the sky. But in the Sun card, the imagery is very similar, because there's this like solar flare that's coming towards the protagonist's head here, and she's emitting the energy from the sun. It almost looks like it's coming from her or coming towards her. So what Spirit is saying is, like, as you heal, you will get happier. And as you heal, whatever was in the shadows will be illuminated. And whatever darkness this King of Pentacles brought is going to be eliminated. But there's a sense of going into this deeper and healing more. All right, so let's get what should be your focus on for this full moon, and then we will conclude your reading there. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ascendant masters. Thank you, benevolent ancestors. What should be the focus for the collective for the full moon in Aries, please? Releasing feelings of insecurity. Yes, there's a lot of healing that Spirit is asking the collective to do during this full moon in Aries, because you received recovery and you also received insecurity. So Spirit is asking you to release any insecurities and heal the associated wounds or traumas. And take time to rest and don't overdo it. Don't overwork yourself. Don't do too much, because there is a sense of you needing to conserve your energy, because although on the surface it may not look like you're doing anything, internally you're working. Internally you're changing. Internally, I'm hearing for some people your DNA is changing. So people might be rewriting their DNA. People might be using frequency, and I'm hearing Rife, specifically Rife frequencies. So people may be using like frequencies to rewire their brain and to like reharmonize or refrequencies, which is not a word, I just made it up, but like recalibrate themselves, thank you, Spirit, to higher frequencies, or recalibrate themselves to, I'm hearing, to baseline, to homeostasis. So some people are out of whack and need to, bring themselves back to their norm. But there is a sense of needing to release any insecurities and take time to recover. Take it slow. Don't overdo it. Don't do too much. Be in more of a receptive energy where people are giving to you rather than doing. I'm getting that from the recovery card, because the spirit guide here is blowing and he's offering a key. And this female protagonist here, she's like receiving it and looking really excited about it. Someone's going to get some type of gift or some type of blessing as well. So that will conclude your reading there. I do want to thank you for choosing Radiant Alchemy TV. It was a blessing and an honor to read for you. I wish you the best of luck and love and life. Many blessings and take care. Bye.